Welcome, everyone. I'm Laura DeFranco, the CEO of Brave Healer Productions, where we have a mission to wake the world up to what's possible. And here today to help me with that mission is one of the amazing author experts of a new book that we have coming out called Love Warriors, The Conscious Expert's Guide to Healing, Joy, and Manifestation. Welcome, Rochel Marie Lawson.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
I'm excited to have this conversation with you. You guys, Rochel is known as the Queen of Feeling Fabulous, a dream lifestyle transformation facilitator. She helps you unlock your bliss by connecting your wellness, wisdom, and wealth so that you can step into having and living your dream life. Oh my gosh, yes. Yes to all of that. So first of all, thanks for being in Love Warriors. Thanks for being willing to share your story in this book. And for the master teachings you're dropping there too. You know, this book is full of awareness practices like yours that I think are going to change people's lives. Will you share a little bit about your chapter with us?
So my chapter is about betrayal, and not only an experience of betrayal from others, but how sometimes we actually betray ourselves, which leads to the continual lessons of betrayal or whatever it is that show up in our lives because we haven't addressed it within ourselves first.
This topic, Rochelle. It's like it gets you in the heart a little bit, right? And you've written about it before, so it wasn't new for me to hear some of your story, but this is a hard topic for people to bust through. It feels like betrayal has these sticky fingers on our hearts, you know? What do you want to say about that in terms of like helping the listeners to start with the awareness they need?
So one of the things that was really eye-opening for me as I was going through these experiences over it was it was a pretty significant amount of time, was that I was not paying attention to what my inner soul and my intuition was telling me. And because I was not paying attention, then I had to keep repeating the lessons. And even though the lessons were external, let me say, I viewed them as something external of me, it really started within me because I was actually betraying myself by not listening to my intuition and paying attention to what my body and my soul was telling me. So it was
Well,
really, really hard it's like when you have to confront something when you know that you're really the catalyst, but you don't want to, admit that, then having to look at yourself in the mirror and see all the stuff that's on your face besides these pretty little freckles is really hard because we don't want to, when it's something this difficult and something so emotionally taxing, you don't want to say that I'm to blame for it. You don't want to say that I'm responsible for what's happening in my life. You want to blame it on others and you want it to be something external of you, but it all starts within us. And that's the hardest part and the hardest lesson.
that's such a massive golden nugget that you just dropped about that. So, you know, you're taking it back to, well, you were betraying yourself because you weren't really listening. And those messages, you know, if we don't pay attention when they're at the whisper level, they will begin to be loud screams. Were you feeling physical ramifications?
Oh my gosh, yes. I had a 17-year journey with my health and well-being. And part of that journey was my body was telling me the things that I was neglecting to see or wanting to believe for myself. And so you're so right. I always tell people your body talks to you in all kinds of ways. It starts with a very soft whisper, just like your intuition. But the more you don't pay attention, the louder your body begins to talk until you cannot not pay attention to it. And you always think that what's happening in your body or your mind is something external of you, but it really is not. It's just your body, your soul, your intuition trying to get you to say, girl, pay attention, wake up, get the stuff out your ears, take the stuff off your eyes and pay attention because it's something deep within inside you that you're neglecting to own up to. And until you own up to it, nothing is going to get better. And so your body just continues to talk louder and louder and louder until either you get really sick or you start paying attention and make some, course corrections within yourself and in your life.
Well, I think that definitely these things you're talking about make you a love warrior. When I created this idea of love warriors, I wanted part of that definition to be about showing up knowing that our vulnerability is one of our strengths. That was one of the ways I was defining it. So why are you a love warrior, Rochel?
Because I'm a loving person. I'm compassionate. I think for my whole life, I want to say probably since the age of 8, which is when my issues began, some of them, I've always wanted to take care of people around me. And I always wanted better for them than I could see for myself, so to speak. It's not that I just discounted myself. I just always want people around me that I love and care about to excel. I want them to be at that top of the bloom bouquet that's going up to the stratosphere. And sometimes you can't change other people until you work on yourself. And so for me, Love Warrior was just a journey, a beautiful title of a book that really, I could have wrote 17 chapters about it in that book, but it really was a book that was speaking to myself. I can't be a love warrior for somebody else if I'm not a love warrior for myself. And when I awakened to that whole knowledge and just essence, my life changed completely. And so, yeah, I still love everybody. I still want everybody to do the best they can. I want to help people succeed to their highest stratospheres. But I know that I can't do that for them if I don't do it for myself first. And so that's what love warrior means to me, being a love warrior for yourself, loving yourself unconditionally, accepting everything in your life, all the faults, tribulations, all your bad stuff, accepting you for who you are so that you can step in and be that person that you want to help others to be.
I love that. That is an ultimate love warrior. Yes, yes, yes. And we have so many voices in this book, you guys. Rochel's is one of the unique voices, and we know that there's a lot of ways to define that. So we really wanted to bring you all of these different voices and tools. So aside from writing the chapter for this book, you're up to a lot. You are also the lead author of a book that we published called Unstoppable. Thank you for being in my world with that amazing book and that amazing community of yours. What else do you have going on that you want to share about today?
So just finished coming off a 5-city tour with the Brave, Bold, Unstoppable Woman Summit, turning passion into purpose and profit.
Congrats.
Oh, thank you. And I'm also recognizing and honoring our women veterans. The summits were all about bringing women from all walks of life together and really in a spirit of harmony, community, collaboration, love, strength. And with all that's going on in our world, particularly women, it's very important for us to unite, and that means uniting all women. So I wanted to include our women veterans who are actually, they feel they're invisible in our society. And they are. You don't see them on TV. We don't hear about their struggles, and they have tremendous amounts of struggles that are so much different than the men veterans. And so it's bringing all these women together and supporting each other, just love wherever they are. We want to support them and elevate their platforms, and we can do that together. And the more we come together, the more powerful, the more stronger we are. And I think it's time, because there's some stuff going on in our country that we need to stand united and in strength so that we don't get taken back a couple 100 years with what we can do as women.
No kidding. Congrats on the this summit and just that tour that you did and all of the people you brought together. I really felt so grateful to be a part of the one that you had here in DC with some really powerful women who really care about what's going on. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
So anything else can you think of that you wanted to mention?
Well, girl, I know we got short on time, and I can talk. So, but hey, I want to share this with you with the book Unstoppable. So there's one of the authors who is a woman veteran, And she's been going around the country and she's been selling those books. I think she told me she has sold at her little things that she's done over 120 of those books, which is
Wow.
really huge because that means we're just getting the word out about the message in that book, which was part of creating a legacy for our future females coming up behind us. We're really starting to get that word out. And then the exciting thing that you shared with it's going to be turned into an Audible. So
Yes. I'm
that's super
excited
cool.
about that. I'm definitely excited about that. Yeah, that's awesome. I always tell people, when we launch a book, it's really just the beginning. And so that's so cool to hear. And that one of the missions I have with every book is to help our readers live an extraordinary life. Like, no matter where you guys are on your journey, these books help you answer that question. What else is possible? So, Rochel, I wanted to wrap up today with give our listeners one simple stepping stone you'd like to share that will help them start that journey in terms of like what's possible. What do you want them to know today?
So today, I want you all to know that, well, this is what I would like for you to do. Wherever you are, I don't care if it's raining, if it's windy, if it's hot, if it's whatever, step outside and take that first step, whether it's off your porch, out your garage, on a path that you might be hiking on, but take that first step and be open to what the next step will bring to you. Don't have any expectations. Just go with the flow. Take that first step out in nature and be open to the next step and listen. Tap into your senses, your sight, your hearing, your smell, your taste, your touch as you take that second step. And you will be amazed as to what opens up into your heart, your soul, your spirit, and your intuition. And then just go with the flow for the day. Don't try to force anything. Just go with the flow and just take one step at a time and just be aware of what opens up for you as you take those steps. And you never know. Today might be your lucky day. You may not win that $1 billion Powerball ticket, but you may have some amazing experiences that might create a sense of ecstasy within you. So be open to that.
I love that. Be open, go with the flow, be open to the ecstasy. You never know,
Yes.
seriously. You never know. I love it. You guys, I know maybe you heard something today that made you feel the goosebumps, made you curious. Rochel has a lot going on in the world. So drop on down to the show notes because I have her hooked up with the website there and take a little exploration and check out all of her offerings and things that she's up to. You've been up to a lot, and I know you're running, and I'm so honored to be in your world. Rochel, thank you so much for what you do and for being here today to share it with us.
Thank you so much for having me, Laura. I appreciate you and all the work that you're doing. You make me be extra fabulous.
Good. We do that for each other. I think that's a cool thing. You guys, the community is really the now what after these books. They're way more than books. And so come on over to Facebook. We've got the Brave Healer Book Club. You can rub elbows with our authors, ask the questions, continue the conversation from today, all that good stuff. The link is below for you. And we're going to have a book launch party on Zoom January 6th. We're going to have all the love warriors authors with us. So I have you hooked up down below with that as well. And of course, if you're listening anytime in that January realm, this book is coming for the new year. So you can head over to Amazon at that point and purchase your copy. Easy for me to say. Lastly, today, everyone, remember, your words change the world when you're brave enough to share them. So it's time to be brave. See you next time, everyone. Bye, Rochel.